I've started.
Okay.
There is only one child yet. I'll wait for 5 minutes.
Okay.
अब क्या हो गया?
Everyone here is in class 10th, right? Any student of 9th standard or 8th standard here? Tell me in the chat. So, Saksham, are you comfortable with the 10th syllabus? Because it's like 2 levels higher. You need to know the basics, right, of 9th class? So how far have you reached yet? Like how much syllabus have you done? Good. First 2 or 3 chapters, right? From the first. And what about everyone else? All are from 10th or from other grades as well? Okay, you can unmute yourself. Or I can unmute you if you want to. Yeah, surely for like if you're studying for 8th, 10th basics is a must. And what about everyone else? Why have some left the meeting? Yeah, it would be better if you switch on the video, right? So I just wanted to know, like, it depends upon you how fast you understand the lecture. Like, should I go a bit faster or slower or like normal pace? I can wind up the session and wind up the chapter in just one class, or I can just wind up in 4 classes as well. So you tell me, in at how pace are you comfortable? Okay, 2 classes. Everyone else, what about else? Tell me for okay, Saksham also same. So I can wind up the session in 2 classes. So how many of you have an idea about the chapter first? Real numbers. It's real numbers, right? So I recommend you all to like keep the NCERT book side by side. That's gonna be better for you all. Like, do you all have that? Saksham, that's fine if that has the basics. Because we'll be starting from the basics only. Because many of you are from 8th. So can you unmute yourself? Wait, let me see. Tell me what are real numbers? Like what numbers come in the category of real numbers? Saksham, you can enter in the chat box also. And why isn't everyone else responding like Rahul Prince? I'm just asking what numbers come in the category of real numbers? Like what type of numbers? Okay, rational and irrational. And what come in the category of rational numbers? Let's do it straight away. I'm sharing a screen. See, first of all, very basic level, we have natural numbers. We all know which are denoted by number by n. By n. Wait a minute. Right? Natural numbers, all the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and till infinity. They are called natural numbers. Further, like, yeah, right, Saksham, it's 1 to infinity. Let's just add one more character to it, which is 0. If we add 0 to the category of natural numbers, it becomes whole numbers. 0 and what we have is, wait a minute, natural numbers. Yeah. And further, if we add the negative infinity as well to the whole numbers, what do we get? Yeah, right, integers. So in integers, we can say that they are all the numbers from negative infinity till positive infinity. So what if like they can be represented in the form of p by q? Well, let me add some. Yeah, right. No. For rational number, we have the condition that q should not be equal to 0. Like, can you tell me the reason why q should not be equal to 0? Yeah, you can use the microphone. I'm fine with it, but do not rush off. Just like use it one by one. I won't be able to understand everyone. So first I'll like Nandan Mohan, right? Shrijan, why is it undefined? Yeah, you can tell me by not really. Section. You can unmute yourself, right? Okay, I'll unmute whoever wants to reply. Tell me who wants to tell the answer. Exact answer I want. The exact answer. Who can tell me? I'll unmute the one. Tell me who can tell me the exact answer. And do not Google it, please. For God's sake, don't do that. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. No? Why can't we divide a number by 0? Okay, let me tell you. No one's able to answer it. So, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Why is it non-defined? Like, let me tell you straight. Take a number, for example, 5. 5. And in the denominator, if we keep it to be 5. Wait a minute. See, if we keep the denominator 5, the answer will come out to be 1. And if we keep the denominator 6, it will be less than 1. And if we keep the denominator 4, it will be more than 1. Any query with that? Tell me straight. If the denominator is more than 5, no query. Anyone else? All the participants over here. You can also raise hand if you want to. And I'll ask the doubt. Fine. I'm just saying that if the denominator is 5, the answer will be 1. If you will increase the denominator more than 5, then the answer will be less than 1. Right? And if you decrease the denominator less than 5, that will be more than 1. So if you keep on decreasing the denominator, let's take it 1, that answer will be 5. Okay, let's just take it to the decimal level, 0.5. It will be even more. So as you decrease the denominator, the final outcome keeps on increasing. So 0 is the least you can get, because if we like decrease it more than 0, then we'll get the negative ones, and that's when we'll start getting the negative value. Clear over here? Are we clear? Tell me. Yeah. So we technically we observe that we have a point called 0, at which after 0, if we take the denominator, the value will be increasing. If we take the denominator less than 0, the value will be decreasing. So 0 is the point at which we do not know what will be the numerator, the final outcome, because it will increase to a level of infinity. as we talked that if we decrease the denominator, final outcome will increase. And we then further found out that if the denominator is 0, we cannot define how, like at how level will it increase. It will increase to infinity. And we cannot know what the level of infinity. That's the reason we call it undefined. Everyone is clear, or any doubts? You can raise the hand as well, or you can unmute as well. Any doubt you can tell straight away. Fine, no doubt. Whoever wrote this can just type in the chat box also. Don't scribble over here. So I'm gonna rub it. Yeah, let's just further talk. Like we know. Wait a minute. Yeah. What we were talking about is that's the reason Q can never be equal to 0. Wait a minute. I got response from 3 children, but I didn't get response from everyone. Tell me if everyone is clear with that. Not just 2 or 3 children. Don't hesitate to ask your query. If there's a doubt, like that's not just simple thing, that's a conceptual thing. You have to get your concepts right, clear. Then I'm moving further.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, thanks. So that's the reason Q can never be equal to 0 in rational numbers. Also, we have one more condition, that P and Q are co-prime. What do you mean by co-prime? Tell me. Yeah, HCF1. Don't tell in the mathematical form, tell me with the concept. What do you mean by HCF equals 1? You can unmute yourself if you want to. Yeah, the numbers do not have a common factor except for one common factor or common divisor, you can say that. Do not have a common divisor. So those come in the category of rational numbers, right? Can you tell me a difference between rational number and fractional numbers? Like they seem to be same, right? What is the difference? Anyone? Fractional numbers and rational numbers. True. Rational numbers can be negative, but fractions can't be negative. And no equation denominator can't be equal to 0, can never be equal to 0. Like if it is equal to 0, then I told you earlier, it will be infinity. So rational numbers can represent the ratio of negative numbers as well, but as the word comes from the fraction, right? Fraction, what does it mean? It represents the part of a whole. So how can a part of a whole be negative, right? So that's the reason there's a difference between fractional numbers and rational numbers, which is fractional numbers can always be positive or 0, but rational numbers can be negative as well. So are we clear with that? So we came to know till rational numbers. Rational numbers, right? And we are lacking one more quantity in the category of real numbers. What is it? Except for rational numbers, what is it? Irrational numbers, right? So what are irrational numbers? Now can I randomly ask someone to unmute themselves and tell me? Because you must have an idea if you're understanding the topic. Can I? Okay, let's just take someone. Prince, can I unmute you? Yeah, tell me
Yeah.
what are irrational numbers?
Irrational numbers are those which cannot be represented in the form of P by Q.
Okay, is there any other definition that you can give about them? Like, okay, just tell me the example of those numbers.
root 2
Okay,
by
another.
1. Um,
Okay, yeah, you were right. Thank you. So, like, please also speak in Hindi. Or okay, I'll try. Agar, like, is everyone comfortable with Hindi or English or both? Tell me. Both. Both. Nandan Mohan, where are you from? Okay, fine. Fine, I'll speak in Hindi as well. अच्छा एक बात बताओ, अगर मैं तुम्हें कहूँ, let's take it to be pi. Is pi irrational or rational? शशांक, you tell me, is it irrational or rational? Pi rational number है या फिर irrational number है? शशांक? Yeah, it's irrational. Okay, what about 22/7? Wait a minute. Yeah, it's rational. Saksham, why maybe you have a doubt on that? I'm unmuting you. Because there should be no maybe. You should not hesitate. Why maybe? Okay. You have an option for raising hand. Whoever thinks it's irrational can raise hand. Raise hand whoever thinks it's irrational, and don't hesitate. If you think that's irrational, you can do that. Okay, Srijan. Anyone else? Nandan Mohan. Anyone else? Only two hands? Like someone else was also thinking it to be irrational. Just two only. If you think like it may be right. It may be right, I said. If you think it's irrational, because I saw someone else as well. Just two hands. Fine. You can lower the hand right now. Lower the hand. Now tell me who thinks that it is rational number. Saksham. Okay, anyone else? There can't be just one. Okay, Prince as well. Anyone else? Okay, I'll ask it to be okay. If you want to answer, you can send me personally because you know मैं हिंदी में बोल देती हूँ. देखो, अगर तुम लाइक पब्लिकली कर दोगे, अगर मान लो मैं रैशनल बोलने वाली थी, किसी और बच्चे ने इरैशनल बोल दिया, तो फॉर अ मोमेंट आई थिंक कि वो इरैशनल हो या रैशनल हो, मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाऊंगी. सो यू कैन सेंड मी पर्सनली because so there's then no change in your thinking, right? So let me tell you that it is a rational number. Now why? See, 22/7 is represented in the form of p by q, and it is q, which means 7 is not equal to 0, and 22 and 7 are co-prime. They do not have a common factor, right? Except for 1. So they are rational. But now you'll ask me why pi is not. It'll repeat after. Yeah, that's why it's rational. See, I'll come to that afterwards, non-terminating, non-repeating, all those terms. Pi is irrational, but 22/7 is rational. Now you will think, ma'am, both of the terms are contradictory. No, they are not contradictory. We are taught in school that pi is 22/7. But do you know that's the approximate value? Okay, just tell me what is pi. What does pi mean? Don't tell me the value 22/7 or 3.14. Tell me what is the meaning of pi. Okay, I'll just ask a random person. Shijan, I'm unmuting you. Tell me, what is the
The pi
meaning
is
of?
a measure.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a measuring unit used in measuring area and perimeter of circle.
Mm, let me tell you. Yeah, Prince is right. Actually, it's not the. You like it is used in measuring area and perimeter of the circle, but you should know why it is used. Prince has given me the accurate answer. Very good. Circumference of circle to diameter ratio. See, whoever the scientist discovered the pi, he just observed that in every case, the circumference ratio and the diameter ratio is like that approximately comes out to be 22/7. But that's approximately, that's not the accurate value, na? That's just approximate. क्यों approximate value थी? Exact value तो थी नहीं उसके पास. That's the reason उस पास कोई approximate value थी नहीं, तो सबसे closest value उसके आसपास की थी 22/7. ताकि हमारी calculations easier हो, so that we can easily calculate everything. We use the term 22/7 as pi. As Srijan said, we can use it in measuring area and perimeter of a circle. See, wait a minute. That's the ratio of circumference upon diameter. And what is this circumference upon diameter, which is 2r, equals pi. Wait a minute. I told you that the ratio of circumference to the diameter is pi. Diameter is twice the radius, right? Like in any circle. This is the diameter. This is the center. AB is diameter. You are grown up children, so you must know that radius is twice the. No, I'm comfortable with that. The diameter is twice the radius, right? So we can write the diameter to be twice the radius. So circumference upon twice the radius is pi. That's what we discussed. So just take the 2r to the other side. What you'll get? Circumference equals 2 pi r. Now you know why do we calculate the circumference as 2 pi r. That was fun, right? Do you want to know a fun fact? Like, that's amazing. Do you know when is Pi Day celebrated? Anyone? That's like really simple. I have already given you a hint. Okay, the hint is, what is the value of pi in decimal form? Tell me in the chat box. Wait, let me choose someone. I like that. Okay, Nandan Mohan. I'm unmuting you. Tell me the, yeah, 3.14. I've given you the hint. Shashank, can you tell me the reason why do you have to go? Is it because of boring or something, or you have some stuff to do? You can tell me honestly. Okay, fine, that's fine. 3.14. So now I've given you the hint. The value of pi is approximately 3.14. When is Pi Day celebrated? Think of it. That's really simple. We are just 10 minutes left. Yeah, exactly. 14 March. Saksham, my question was, when is Pi Day celebrated? And the answer is 14 March. Like, that's a fun fact because the approximate value of pi is 0.14. So That's third month is March and 14th date. So that will be third month 14th date, which is 14th of March, which is the day Pi Day celebrated. Right? But that's also the death date of Stephen Hawking. Amazing, right? You should know these facts because Stephen Hawking was. Why congrats you? Oh yeah, congrats. You said the first. Stephen Hawking was the idol of everyone, and we must know what was his death date, which was Pi Day. That's the reason I was telling you the fact. Yeah, he was everyone's idol. So let's come back to the topic. Wasn't that amazing that you came to know why is that 2 pi r the circumference of circle? Tell me who found out to be amazing or everyone discovered it earlier or not. You must be thinking that just basic for 10th level, right? But I'm just telling the basics because the concepts need to be clear, right? Like each and every topic you come to know, like when I was in 6th, I don't know if it is there in 6th or not, circumference of a circle. I like discovered that myself because I just was so curious, like why is that pi only used? So that's the reason I found out, because you must be curious. You must have a curious mind for everything out there. So we were discussing about irrational numbers, right? So, okay, let me see how much have you learned so far. Prince, you can tell me now, is 22/7 rational or irrational?
It is rational.
Yeah, and pi?
Pi is irrational, I think.
You don't need to think, it's true. Pi is irrational. I'll tell you in the last 2 minutes, Srijan. Or I'll just conduct a meeting myself if I want to. So we'll come to the topic back. Irrational numbers. We were talking about irrational numbers. So we have the example so far. Like, do you know why do we have root 2 is like, why is root 2 irrational? Tell me, why is root 2 irrational? Okay, how many have you done the chapter from 10th NCERT? Yeah, I know because it is endless, but it does have a proof why is it irrational. How many have you solved the NCERT book? No, I'm just asking. I'm not asking the reason. It has a proof. I'm asking about that. 10th class NCERT book, first chapter. How many have you solved? You know, Nandan Mohan. Okay, raise hand whoever knows the proof. Half done. Just tell me, raise the hand. Okay, Nandan Mohan knows. Anyone else? Okay, so today your homework will be, I'm gonna teach you. I'll tell you the way if there's time left, or I'll just take the extra time for you. But what you have to do is do exercise 1.1 and the examples till exercise 1.1. All the examples which are there, right? And I'll ask on the group who has done or not, and I'm gonna ask the questions as well. And if I'll have the time, I'll also send you the questions, your extra questions that you can solve. And you have to tell me the solutions. You have to send the solutions as well on the group. Don't send to the group. Tell me it, like send me personally. Everyone's clear with that or not? Okay, fine. So what is the proof? Let me tell you. In this, you know what is contradictory method? Who knows what is contradictory method? Yeah, I know, but see, what is contradiction? Contradiction is a situation when we take two conditions. The first one and the second one are just the opposite of that. The second one is just the opposite of that, right? We call that a contradictory situation. कि हमने कहा कि एक चीज हाँ है दूसरी चीज ना है, तो ना हाँ वाली को अपोज कर रही है, ठीक है? So इसमें भी हम कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी मेथड यूज करेंगे, विच मीन्स कि हम लेट करेंगे 2 को कि हाँ वो रैशनल नंबर है, हमारी अजम्पशन है ये. Don't bother about the writing because it's difficult to write on laptop, I bet. That root 2 equals P by Q. Yeah, everyone has their rough sheets with them or not? Tell me. Do I have the rough sheets or not? You have them? Yeah. So write side by side. Assumption, take it to be root 2 equals P by Q. And whoever has the NCERT book, open the theorem 1.4. Yeah, that's literally inverted, right? Page number 12. You can open that as well. Fine, and you'll just go side by side. So if we take root 2 by P by Q and all the conditions satisfied that Q is not equal to 0, and the necessary one which we'll be using is P and Q are co-prime, because that's necessary. So what we're gonna do, Srijan, are you there? Schedule one more meeting for like 15 minutes more. Yeah, 15 minutes will be fine. So root 2 equals P by Q. That's our assumption if that's a rational number. हमने सोचा कि हमने सिर्फ assumption ली कि root 2 एक rational number है, हमें prove करना है, तो हमने कहा कि वो P by Q form में फिर represent हो सकता है अगर वो एक rational number है तो. Then what we do, we'll do squaring both sides. What do we get if we square both sides? Tell me in the chat box. Personally. Personally, tell me what is squaring, like what do we get after squaring both sides? Yeah, right. Everyone, after the meeting ends, you can join the link. Shijan, just send the link on group. No, that's not double of number. That's a number raised to power 2. Like if we take x, then it is not twice of x. It is x into x. You get that? So what do we get after squaring? 2 equals p square upon, wait, q square. Anyone has a doubt till now? Saksham, just concentrate on the class. Who has come late? R, I don't know who that is. R, can like Rahul. Why have you guys like come so late? Well, like, okay, then I'll send you the recording. So Shijan must have sent it on the group. So like our meeting is about to end. Join on the another meeting, right? I guess it is recording. I'm stop sharing.